wrong one. Hang on. There we go. Hello, and welcome back to After Takes with Keegan on Retrieving Sanity. So that was a super fun conversation with Tina Erwin, and we talked everything from grief and balance and karma, and that was so good. I don't even want to spoil it in the After Takes because you just have to watch that one for yourself. And we are definitely having her on again, especially around October. We might have a few special episodes around then. We have to see. And I'm just super excited. That was so much fun. And I heard a lot of good things. And I know everyone in the audience is going to be able to get at least a little tiny itty bitty something, even if it's something such as learning that alcohol is spirits and we shouldn't call ghosts spirits, because it's kind of an insult, really, whenever you think about it. Because if I were a menacing ghost, well, maybe not menacing, I'd probably just be like one that's like, ooh, I'm going to flush the toilet while you're in the other room or something like that. I don't know. I'd just be poltergeist. I wouldn't throw stuff, though. I'd just find mild inconveniences or something. I don't know. Um, but that's the thing, is that we got a whole plethora of information. We've got a website that everyone can go to. We've got just books that people can read, and oh man, I'm almost starstruck. It's just one of those that's like, whenever a guest and the host align and the vibe just hits real good, it's like, oh yeah. And that was definitely one of them. And it's weird, like a lot of that has been happening. I don't know why. And they appear very synchronistically. And I have ideas, but I'm trying to just take everything in stride, because otherwise, I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's like, well, we'll see. But we are kind of in a weird liminal space, almost a limbo, or not purgatory, but a limbo, if you will, because we are actually waiting on a particular someone to show up in the studio so that we can speak to them about some things that have happened within the last, well, I don't know, last year, couple months or so. And I mean, he may not show up, and that's totally okay, because I totally was was editing. It's Sunday night. It was Sunday night. I was just sitting here going, editing. All right, gotta do it. Edit. And then I looked at the time and I was like, oh no. And then I went over to Messenger, and he was like, hey, are you good? And I was like, no, because it had been way too long after he sent that message that we couldn't actually do the recording. So I felt incredibly bad, and we rescheduled it for today. I don't know if he remembered, and if not, that's totally fine. I mean, it's one of those things that I forgot. It's balance, it's karma. We just talked about it, and it's not tit for tat either, or if it is, he didn't say so. So it's just balance. It's life. Things happen, and who knows, he may just pop up while I'm talking, and maybe he'll have some gummy worms for me because he ate all of mine a long time ago. That was not him. So, um, but to speak back on Tina Erwin, go catch her. You can go catch her at Ghost Catcher, or is it Ghost Helper? Hang on, I need to double check. Ghosthelpers.com. Ghost Catcher. I'm thinking Ghostbusters. Sorry. Totally different genres, same genre, subgenres, different, I guess. We'll go subgenre. So, anyways, that was Tina Erwin. So you can find her at ghosthelpers.com, and you can find the Crossing Over Prayer and her books. And oh man, like, this one was just really, really, really good. And I'm so glad that we had it happen because I'm trying to get better at sending out follow up emails like, hey, are we still good at this time and this time and this time or whatever? And I just have so much going on with like, and I almost said actual work as if this isn't a job in its own right. And it is, but it's so much more fun. I have a passion for this one. There's a difference. This one just makes my soul sing, I guess. And uh, sometimes I just wish my ADHD would stay a little bit more on point. Um, but that's where the deep breathing comes into play. Give myself time to think and breathe. Because otherwise, I'll completely lose train of thought before the train even departs. I mean, before all the passengers are on board. There we go. The passengers will take off without the conductor. That's usually what happens. So remember, if you need to breathe a little, just not through your mouth though. Don't do what I just did. I did that so that I could exaggerate it for you. So, and why don't you want to breathe out of your mouth? I'm going to give you a very scientific reason. So instead of the woo woo stuff, this one is if you are afraid of having cavities and stuff, the bacteria use oxygen. They're aerobic. So if you cut off more oxygen in your mouth and less airflow, the bacteria actually kind of die a little bit. That's why you're supposed to breathe more through your nose in your sleep and not out of your mouth. You know, it's weird. I didn't know that until the dentist told me, and I was like, oh, there's something about breathing only through your nose. That's great. Don't forget, there's also where nitric oxide comes into play in the human body. Really interesting stuff. And then we can, oh, that would be a great question to ask Tina. Hmm. Yeah. I've got to write down so many questions, and then I'm going to have like a question, then a sub question that, and then knowing how that conversation just went, she's probably going to answer like three other questions that I had before I get to ask them. That's how awesome that is because she has that kind of experience, she has that kind of insight, that wisdom, and just it's she's able to wrap it in a package that is both deliverable, enthusiastic, not enthusiastically, energetically, uh, and just with such vigor and confidence and just all that. It's like if you hear that, you have to kind of listen to it because there's so much truth in it. And it's like, whoa, huh, that makes a lot of sense whenever she put it that way. I was like, oh, yeah, karma is balance. And then there's the other word that, continuous uh, courtesy, continuous courtesy. I'm going to try to elaborate, well, not elaborate, I'm going to try to embody that moving forward because I think that that is one of those things to be courteous is to just kind of be kind, and it's not really that hard to do. It does take some forethought, and that's the problem, right? Is the forethought. It's like before I do the action, I have to have the thought. But a lot of the time, the action comes before the thought, and it's like, oh yeah, we shouldn't have done that. But that's why also Tina has the crossing over prayer so that you can help out ghosts anywhere that you want, whether it's in your home, your office. That one would be a fun one. AA meetings, that one would be hilarious to see and have happen. And that will, oh, oh, I just remembered the other point that I was going to bring up to her. So whenever she was talking about doing the crossover prayer or the crossing over prayer in like an AA room and to see how different it would change the feel of the room and stuff, uh, it immediately made me think back to the conversation with Joy Jones and Tom Adams MSW about Lewis and Bill Wilson's marriage because they said that a lot of recovery rooms and stuff like that feel more like church than actual church. And I have to absolutely 100% agree. So doing that in one of those meeting rooms, holy crap, that would be like, I could say some really weird stuff to kind of paint a picture, but I don't have to, and I'm not going to because this is on YouTube. So, thanks. Well, it looks like our extra special guest hasn't shown up yet, hasn't checked his messages, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him. It is one of those things like if he wants to pop on in like 30 minutes, I'm all for it because I accidentally burned him really bad on accident. Do you accidentally do something on accident or is it just accident once? Hmm. Either way, I'm really sorry that it happened the way that it did because I was like, oh, I was just in the zone. I was like, oh yeah, this is so good. I'm going to get it. And then I looked at the time and I was like, oh no. And it's just one of those things. Like I'm learning so much more about myself and how to handle myself and the way that I do things and all that. And let me tell you, I've had to relearn a lot of things a few different times in a few different ways because sometimes things work for a little while until they don't, and then it works again later on. But I have to remember what I did the first time, so that's kind of weird sometimes. Like going like, oh yeah, I used to do this, but how did I do it? And not everything is like riding a bike. You do it once, cool, you did it. Do it again. Huh? How? You did it before. Do it again. It's like, hmm. So life can be like that. And Tina Erwin helps it to where you don't have to cross over on the other side and be like, I wish I did those things back then. Because if you listen to her advice, you won't sit there with guilt, shame, and regret or anything like that whenever your earthly body decides to, well, uh, I'd say kick the bucket or hit the hay. Well, hit the hay until your earthly body decides to hit the hay. So, because I mean, if you hit the hay long enough, I don't even need to say anything about that anymore, anyways. So, I am just literally trying to stall at this point. So, maybe I could just do a weird, like, frozen pose and just see how long I can hold it. And maybe that'll be a YouTube record, just like, sorry, breaking my own record here. Do y'all hear that too? Either someone is in the hallway of our apartment speaking very loudly, or the upstairs neighbors have decided to get a megaphone on the floor. Either way, I hope it didn't cross over into the audio because the Maono PD400X is the best microphone for a solo podcaster on a budget. Go for it. Not sponsored by Maono yet. I'm working on it. Very, very soon. I'm going to have some T1 mini lavalier microphones. So once those show up, we will give them a nice spicy review. Spicy? Spicy is good. Spicy is good if you like spicy. So hopefully Maono likes spicy because they're going to get a spicy review at one point. Again, the Maono PD400X. Super nice. It is great. Anyways, I don't want to like end this one to do a third one. So I may just sit here and be all awkward because I can do that. I have a lot of experience speaking into a microphone and a camera for extended periods of time by myself. Whether to either entertain you or myself is still up for debate. And at sometimes, aren't they the same thing? Probably not. But that's okay because you have the internet at your disposal. You can go and do whatever you want to do instead of watching me. But you want to watch me, don't you? Because it's pretty fun. I like it a lot. Oh, I saw movement out of the corner of my eye. It wasn't that chat window. Darn. So, actually, oh man, my back. Ugh. I do love standing desks so much so, except you have to learn to stretch again. And boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, let me tell you, it is nice-ish. Uh, yeah. Okay. But that's the thing. If you stretch, then your body is a little bit more limber and you can do more stuff and you can have a little bit more energy because you don't hurt. So, um, we're probably going to stop this tonight. Tonight? What? No. I meant like right now. Like, oh, button. But I don't have a fancy little button. What was that song? Land, Land Before Time. That was Land Before Time. Same thing. Dinosaurs. If you tell me it's not Land Before Time, I'll say you're right and agree with you and correct myself and say Jurassic Park. And if I'm still wrong, then definitely correct me because I obviously don't know the tunes stuck in my own head. All right, but we're going to go ahead and leave this one here. I'm not going to say his name. I'm just going to say that y'all have seen him before, and it's totally fine. And, oh, hang on. So I think Tom from last night is still stuck in the studio because my recording didn't have a title, and now it says Tom and Keegan. And I'm like, what? And it's like, in session for all? Like, how are you? Did my Riverside break? Oh no. Oh great. This is gonna be fun. Anyways, I have got to get dinner going. I've got some editing to do. Hopefully I don't miss Simba again or crap, I just said his name. Damn it. Or did I say it before and I just totally didn't remember that I said his name? Gotta be that too. So we're just going to have to go ahead and end it here for a little bit because, I mean, everyone's got to eat sometime, right? I say that and then I immediately think of the guy that says he can eat nothing but prana. So maybe not everyone, but this guy does. This guy needs to eat. And this guy is pretty hungry. So if so-and-so decides to come on, then I already said his name. So if Simba decides to come back on, we will get him on right now as soon as he pops on. But in the meantime, I'm going to take care of stuff. I'm going to eat. I'm going to edit. I'm going to have a great time processing this whole conversation in my head because I've now put it all in the crock pot. In a crock pot, yeah. In the crock pot, moving it to the back of my mind and letting it sit and slow cook for a little while because whenever I come back to it, oh, it's going to be good. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and I'm tired. See what I mean? So we're going to go ahead and leave this one here. Be sure to check out Tina Erwin at ghosthelpers.com. Check out her book, The Crossing Over Prayer. Oh, and the other one, Psychic Children and Psychic People. And she's got, what, I said 2 or 3, so she's got the other amount leading up to 9 books more. And she's got a whole lot of knowledge that she's going to share with us openly on the podcast. So be sure to check it out in the future because you don't want to miss that one. Believe me. So with this being said, this is Keegan on Retrieving Sanity. Thanks for listening. The aftertakes aren't on WDJY 99.1 FM yet. I hope they never are. If they are, that'd be even weirder. So we're going to go ahead and end this one here. What did I just look at? Okay, whatever. So with that being said, y'all have a great night. We're going to see y'all next time. And don't forget, love yourself, love the person next to you if you can, but love yourself first because you can't pour from an empty cup. And we're going to have a good night, right? See you next time. Schlon.